Yeah, it's been interesting. So for a few months, the rates department was closed and then they were on skeleton staff. So when we would do sales, they would be stuck in the sale transfer process, or they'd be stuck in the rates department for a long time. And so from March till December, we didn't get paid on a number of our deals, which was seriously difficult. But we finally got through, and now the deals are slowly coming off, so they kind of built up. But yeah, definitely put cash flow pressure on us, and I'm sure other people in the industry felt that as well. So that was tough, but otherwise the prices and that don't seem to have changed too much, and there has been activity in the market. It'll be interesting to see how this year goes, but yeah, it hasn't been too bad other than that. Yeah, look, I think just the lockdown itself is obviously putting pressure on all sorts of businesses, and because of that slows down the leads coming in from various companies, you know. But also, I mean, having said that, it creates when there's chaos, there's opportunity, you know. So a lot of the buyers are keen at the moment. So rentals are low, but buying is higher. So it hasn't really, yeah, it sort of weighs itself out, I suppose, yeah. So other than that, not too bad an issue. Other than, I suppose, the rates department thing that I told you about, yeah. I think there'll definitely be a big impact on the agents. It's a tight market in terms of competition already, and when something like this happens and people get put under big cash flow pressure and that, then I'm sure a lot of the agencies will be closing or changing the way they do business, and a lot of the agents will be dropping out. So I definitely think it's going to change things, yeah, or has changed things up until now already. Yeah, it's again the same thing, is that because the various companies get affected, then those companies aren't necessarily going to be looking for property. So then less leads for us, you know. So that's probably the main concern. What happened initially in the hard lockdown was there were no people in the office, but then as it started opening up, when they would have a COVID case, then the office would shut for a few days, and then they would open and have a COVID case and shut again. And what happened was there was a massive backlog. So deals just piled up and up and up, and then they were on skeleton staff. So people were working from home and that. But you can imagine that not a lot of stuff was getting done as efficiently, you know. Not that I'm aware of, John. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, look, it's obviously is what funds our livelihood, so that's very important for us. And but we are definitely keen, seeing as we started in March last year, to grow this company as fast as possible. So we're not really going to let COVID and the circumstances change our attitude. It's just staying as positive as possible and going to push on. And yeah, I think these sorts of things bring opportunity. You've just got to get out and find it, you know. Well, agents are commission earners, so it's not necessary. So the company doesn't mind if they don't or they do deals. It's not like the company is paying them a salary. The company only gets, you know, paid when they do a deal. So it's not like they have to be laid off like other industries, but because of the tight situations in that, there'll be pressure on the agents. So they would probably look for alternative forms of income to be more stable, you know. Like in the housing market actually boomed last year, so that was really good for that. The office market took a hell of a knock. People were working from home. Suddenly, companies realized that they could have their staff working remotely, and they possibly didn't need as much office space. Industrial sector, which is where I sort of focus in, maintained, I would say. Prices didn't really change that much. Maybe we still to see the price changes, but up until now we haven't noticed much. Although I suppose it probably hasn't in the big shopping malls and that, I think we've seen shops closing down and that. And I suppose with the increase in online shopping, it's definitely going to change the way that people, that the retail sector works. And that's an ongoing thing that's going to occur. I read something right in the beginning of lockdown that online purchasing increased by 700%, and I'm sure it's even increasing more and more since then, which is pushing that way of doing your shopping forward in years. You know, so it's kind of jumped like 5 or plus years ahead of what it was before lockdown, so it's just sped things up. But yeah, I think that's obviously affecting the retail sector. Yeah, I think your little like neighborhood center, hasn't really been affected too badly. Those are convenience centers, you know, but a big shopping center like Gateway, you can imagine it is getting knocked properly from this COVID story. So yeah. We distance as much as possible, wear masks when we doing viewings, we avoid shaking hands, and obviously sanitize as much as we can. But I suppose that's quite standard between all the industries, you know. So yeah, but in some of the properties when we've been doing viewings, the viewings have been cancelled because of COVID cases in those properties and that. So it's been a bit difficult there, but yeah.